but which fairly late in development actually. But that helped us actually to develop high quality games as well as technology. Our developers has to have all tools which enables them to create whatever they wish in. And game development is, as you know, it's an experimental process. You try and iterate. And sometimes you wish you would have a better tool. So every time when we have a wish list or wish process, so when people have an idea what could help us to make it better, they can address this, and this will be reviewed and then will be put in the roadmap. If people buy in, this will be put in the roadmap of our upcoming tools and technologies. So the intelligent technologies are important to be introduced. And in the end, everything what we want to do in high quality. But in order to do this, we must be able also to iterate fast and to come to your goal iterative with fast turnaround and fast feedback. From a company from company side of that means also that the foundation is an organic corporate growth. As an example, the stereoscopic 3D development. It's very early, but we're doing research on stereoscopic 3D since 3 years. So basically the first time when we heard that Avatar will be stereoscopic 3D movie, when we heard it the first time, we said, wow, that's good for gaming. So the vision was basically Crysis 2 or CryEngine 3 per se should be the first technology which has stereoscopic 3D enabled or built in by default. That was the vision. We have built a unique team very early, roughly about 3 years ago, which is focused towards this. We talked to Samsung, we talked to all other companies, we talked to Hollywood studios. Everybody who is associated with 3D, we had conversation with and tried to understand how they envision this, how they want to do this, and try to contribute to this. And I think CryEngine 3 is today stereoscopic 3D built in by default, and Crysis 2 will be the first truly stereoscopic 3D on all 3 platforms. So even on Xbox 360, not just on PS3, all on PC, obviously. So I think that's a perfect example. It was a very risky approach, and there's still doubts about whether stereoscopic 3D will work or not, will be mainstream or not. We are convinced it's a matter of time, but that was a perfect example of portraying our mantra. A summary of CryEngine, basically, it is in the end it's an all-in-one development studio for our team and everybody in the studio working with this. We have tools like Live Create, which I will show you later, a small video, what that means. Multi-platform solution, stereoscopic 3D, and on the graphics side, obviously, next generation ready already. So the next video is the latest feature of CryEngine 3, which is Live Create. It will show you basically how you develop on one platform, but get the output in real time on 3 platforms. It will feature also some feature time of day and object manipulation, particles, and lights. You see in the middle is a PC and left is x60 and right is a PS3. So you develop in one environment, but you get the output in real time on 3 platforms. That's how we also produce basic Crysis 2. Right, and of course, every technology as good as the support structure is attached to it. Even internally, we have a core technology group which is developing the technology. We have set an extended R&D group which is developing tools and supporting basically the core technical group. But then we have a dedicated SDK team which is basically supporting our studios as well as our external vendors. So every studio is treated like an external vendor so that we have established process and pipelines. It is from our licensee, what we received so far, it's portrayed as very rock solid support, very high quality support. People are happy. We offer extensive program on-site our studios or on-site the developer. And in the end, it's basically a feature which is built in our service for this. Now I'm switching over to Crysis 2, and you will see a video which shows an interview or which shows a reportage from my brother and the mastermind behind Crysis 2, Cevadielli, and Nathan Camarillo, executive producer. They will talk about the key features of Crysis 2.
Hi, I'm Nathan Camarillo, executive producer on Crysis 2.
Hi, I'm Cevadielli, director on Crysis 2 and founder of Crytek. Today we're going to look at center station level and tell you more about it.
Yeah, let's take a look at the footage. In Crysis 2, this is a pivotal story point, one of the most important levels in the game. This is the last stronghold in New York as the Marines are protecting all the civilians and trying to get as many out of the city as possible using the subways and the trains available in Central Station. Like I said, it's the last stronghold, and you've been asked to help hold the defense against the aliens as aliens start streaming in from all directions. So you have to get upstairs here and help out your fellow Marines.
One of the key points of Crysis 2 is what we call the choreographed sandbox. Choreographed sandbox combines the freedom of a sandbox game with the intensity and choreography of a linear shooter.
And as all these events are occurring in the sandbox, I want you to pay particular attention to how the art changes over the course of the level. Right now it's very clean and well lit and pristine, but as the battle rages on and on, it's going to get more and more damaged.
So for example, we have integrated a lot of choreographed events in the sandbox experience. So you have here, for example, the alien unit Pinger coming in, which is the choreography itself. But the important thing is, like, unlike in typical games where this will be a completely linear experience, the player has a choice to fully traverse the entire play space and utilize everything at its disposal, weapon, tools, but also strategize throughout the entire geometry space, e.g. the terminal, to fully play back this as a sandbox experience.
And this Pinger and all these aliens pack quite a punch, so you're going to need all the powers of the nanosuit in order to survive. One thing that's going to happen here is we're going to look around the corner and figure out what weapons there are around the sandbox that we can use to take out the Pinger, because the shotgun isn't going to cut it. So we're going to jump over the balcony here and use the power jump with a nanosuit to get across the space and survive and get better weaponry. And I'm taking quite a beating here, so I mean, what I really have to do is use the powers of the suit like stealth in order to get around the side of the Pinger and get a good firing position in order to flank him. So I'm going to hit him here with the rocket launcher and then try to find more weaponry in the space.
With the nanosuit, you're going to experience the ultimate super soldier experience. As a normal soldier, you would be failing any kind of alien invasion logically because you are not equipped for it. But with the nanosuit, you have the right kind of equipment of technology enhancing the soldier experience. And as a super soldier, you are able to overcome the most vicious, intelligent enemies ever seen in a video game. By using the armor mode, the player is effectively becoming temporarily invulnerable, allows surviving direct hits that would be normally life critical. The nanosuit is augmenting the player's health bar, and so he can survive long.
And stealth gives you temporary invisibility, so here the Pinger's trying to detect the player with a focus ping that would disable his suit powers, but going stealth allows you to move to new locations and then engage the enemies when you're ready.
This was a big fight against the Pinger, a tough one of the toughest enemy in the entire game, and we make sure that choreographed sandbox ends with either choreographed or scripted sequence or a cinematic, and in this case it's a sum of all. So that's it from me and Nathan. Thanks for watching the video and enjoy the rest of it.
So, so just to summarize what Gerald Nathan said, the Nanosuit 2, which enables you to adapt your combat by customization of the Nanosuit, opens you variations of gameplay, and we do everything in real time and revised modes. Choreographic sandbox engine has been mentioned. We also rebuilt or built New York City in a way which has not been seen before, thanks to our CryEngine technology. And amazing aliens and amazing alien AI, actually, also driven by our fully powerful, scalable AI technology, which has been built specifically for Crysis 2 from our R&D team. Two areas where we were lacking actually on Crysis 1 was story and multiplayer. And we listened to the community, and it was very important for us to address those concerns because we want to be better with Crysis 2 compared to Crysis 1. Crysis 1 was a very good game, we liked it, but it had issues, and the community identified them, and the gamers identified them very easy, and we have get a lot of feedback, we talk to them, we brought them also in our office, and then, like I said, they identified two areas, story and multiplayer. And story we are addressing actually by involving Richard Morgan, who is an award-winning author on Crysis 2. He is working with us since roughly 18 months actually, make sure that Crysis 2 has a great story and tells also a great story in the game. He is based in UK, but he spends more time in Frankfurt than he spends at home, which is very good because he buys in the game and he buys also in the team, and he is he actually sometimes he doesn't realize that he is in Frankfurt, and so he is fully engaged with this, and for us it's very proud to get this writer on the story. Multiplayer, that was also another weakness at Crysis 2. And we realized that pulling off multiplayer out of our own capacities, of our own team back then would be a big challenge and would be potentially not just a challenge, would be potentially not possible. So we looked around and we find a very good development team in UK, which was previously known as Theoretical Design. And when they had some issues, we talked to them, we met them, and we explained what we want to do. And then it was easy for them to join us at Crytek UK. And there's a dedicated team of roughly 70 developers in UK developing purely Crysis 2 and multiplayer. And the goal is really to set benchmarks in online play for a shooting game. So that is a very high goal. And I think the team there has so far proven that they are really good on track. And I will show you also now a video which basically gives you a glimpse of multiplayer of Crysis 2 on the roofs of New York City.